It's just so much toe.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here. Boop.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 here. Today we are talking about summer 2024 fashion trends and just summer fashion in general. Some of these I am very excited about and some of them I am not as excited about, and I just want to share my opinion because this is my channel and I have a microphone in my hand and I can do what I want. I did make a video thrifting summer, well, trying to thrift summer fashion trends, and I have a couple that I talked about in that video also on this list just because I have more to say about them, but also a lot of these I didn't talk about in that video, and they're just trends that I've seen other people wearing on social media or like Pinterest, or have come up with, you know, fashion magazine websites, and also just in general like stuff that I like as well. So yeah, let's just get into it because it's gonna be a chatty video and this intro is already probably way too long. The first trend that I wanted to talk about that I think I'm not sure what my opinion is on it because it seems fun. I'm gonna say it's kind of like a bra top or even like a bathing suit top, as like you're gonna see examples because I cannot explain what this is, but basically like a t-shirt with a bra on or like a bathing suit. It very much reminds me of when we were seeing that with kind of a t-shirt and like a lingerie. I forgot what brand was doing it and I really loved that. I, had my fingers crossed at some point I would find it at the thrift store, as if of course I wasn't going to. And so this kind of has that element. It's just so interesting. I think that's the thing where I can't figure out if I like it or not because it's just so interesting. I first seen kind of a take on it from Emma Chamberlain in her, I think, Paris or Milan Fashion Week video. When you're taking kind of that leap of doing something that's, quote unquote different or, a little risky because so many people would think it's ugly. Like I have to give claps to you. And Lisa Says Gah, like you had seen, has these, well, it's from a different brand, but it's these t-shirts with kind of like a bikini top on it. I like can't decide if I like it or not. Obviously that's way more of a tame version, and potentially this could be a really great thrift flip or DIY that you could do with any plain t-shirt. So I kind of like that aspect. But I don't know, but I think it's so interesting. I've already talked about the netting Mary Jane / ballet flat in my spring trends video, and I think I mentioned maybe mesh Mary Janes, but when I had originally talked about them in there, I didn't think like it was gonna kind of like catch on. I saw it on some fashion magazine websites, maybe saw like one brand selling it, but I was like, no, like this isn't gonna be a thing. Like that's not gonna be, and it is. Lots of people are absolutely loving mesh and like the netting Mary Janes, and now we're getting even more so like clear plastic, almost like a jelly material Mary Jane or ballet flat. I also saw cowboy boots in a clear kind of jelly material, and I don't know. Actually I do know. I hate it. For me personally, truly, if you love this, I'm so happy for you, but I can't. It's just so much toe. There's something about the jelly like sandals that were really big in the 2010s, or I mean, they were big before them, but they came back around in the 2010s that you kind of couldn't see your toes. Like I'm really loving a fisherman sandal right now, but regardless, that material definitely is not the most comfortable material, especially during summertime. So now I just think about it as like a Mary Jane shoe. It just sounds absolutely terrible. The mesh ones I can understand in that like a breeze is gonna hit in there at least, but then also like I would step in stuff and it would get dirty and then it would touch my toes, and then also I can see my toes. It's a no for me personally. Again, I always say it in these types of videos, you do you. Like trends don't matter as well. Like wear whatever makes you happy. If it's a clear cowboy boot, then I'm so happy for you. 3D flowers and rosettes, as chokers or different like clip-ons has been quite a big trend, I would say, for the past 3 years, but I recently saw these faux floral scrunchies on Room Shop and I'm kind of obsessed with them. I don't think I will buy them just because I already have scrunchies that I love, and I don't know. I just feel like I would buy it and then never wear it, not because I didn't like it, but just that I don't think it's necessarily something I really, really want, but I appreciate it. We did see some, I guess, like sheer faux flowers and like a dress. I forgot which, was it summer 2024 fashion week? I can't remember, from like last year, but maybe that's probably where they got the inspiration from, and I thought that was really cool. Like, the idea of it is very cool. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about tennis core as like the summer fashion aesthetic, and I really don't have too much to say about this. I'm pretty like neutral. The only thing is I mean, I'm neutral in a way to where I don't hate it, but I don't absolutely love it. Like, I love a pleated kind of tennis skirt. I have some plaid ones that I've thrifted, but a white pleated tennis skirt I've tried a couple of times and I just always hate it on myself, and then I hate a white polo. So I don't think this aesthetic or style is very me, but I wanted to mention it because I do think it will be interesting to see the pleated, specifically American Apparel tennis skirt come back around again. It was so big in the 2010s, and then I would say in 2020 it like came back around, and then it kind of started to die out, and now with like the Challengers movie, it's being brought back in to the mainstream trend, and I feel like it cannot die. I have already talked about bubble hem silhouettes. I think in my 2024 fashion trends video in the beginning of this year, and something that I think is interesting is we now are seeing the bubble hem mainly in like shorts. So it kind of took the bloomer trend and now they're like bubble hem silhouettes. I saw some from Urban Outfitters, and I've just been seeing so many people not only style a bubble hem skirt, but specifically shorts, which I think is kind of, you know, a cool way. If you don't want to wear a skirt, you have a shorts version, which I feel like shorts are just like easier during the summer. And I definitely think more kind of brands, fast fashion brands and popular trends are going to do their own version. It's not for me personally, but I do think it creates a really cool silhouette. Visually, it's interesting, it's unique, it's just kind of a different take on a short. The Lisa Says Gah Summer Italian Bon Appetit pattern, I just wanted to shout out because I think it is just the cutest thing ever. I have been really enjoying the patterns that they've been doing. I've kind of talked about my complicated relationship, I will say, with Lisa Says Gah, but I can appreciate the things that they do that is very cute, and I feel this pattern is just like so cute. I did buy the bathing suit in the pattern. They had partnered with Ukiyo Swim, which, if you remember, my favorite swimsuit is the fruit one that Lisa Says Gah did with Ukiyo back in 2021. So when I saw that they collaborated on a swimsuit again that seemed to be in a similar style, I was like, I absolutely have to buy this. Unfortunately, the fit is different than the other one that they had done back in 2021. So I did end up returning it, but I absolutely love the pattern. I'm really tempted on maybe getting the kind of like backless top that they have in that pattern, just because I do really like it. And I feel like those types of tops are pretty difficult to mess up or be bad quality, you know, hopefully. I am Italian, I'm Dutch Italian, and I have some like other stuff, but that's like the main kind of percentages that I have. My mom is Italian. I also have a complicated relationship with even being Italian as well, because I have a sensitive tummy. I have to literally buy the sensitive recipe marinara sauce. But it just reminds me, you know, of my Italian roots, I guess, kind of, in a way. I just really like the pattern. Oh, I actually just realized I was saying it incorrectly. It was not Bon Appetit. It is Buon Appetito. You can just really tell that I'm not connected to my Italian roots. When I went thrifting for summer trends, I talked about the customizing of bags as a trend. I am just absolutely obsessed with this, and I really want to customize my bags so badly. I just haven't really found that much at the thrift store, like pins and stuff. I do have a bag that has a bunch of Disney pins and it's like a backpack, but I want like a purse with like trinkets and like pins. I do have a Miffy kind of like keychain thing on one of my bags, and I want to add more. I want to give my bags personality. And actually this next one works perfect with that, because I saw an entire article talking about the revival of denim bags for this summer. And at first, you know, funny enough, I love denim, but I was like, a denim bag, I just don't know how I feel about it. And then I was like, wait, putting pins on a denim bag sounds so much easier than like trying to do it in some of my other bags. So now I'm like team denim bag. I'm pretty sure in a trends video from last year, I talked about kind of the Mary Jane, almost ballet flat sneaker that I was loving. And I have thrifted a couple of different styles from like ThredUp, and I ended up saying goodbye to those just because I found that I didn't really like the style that much. It was kind of like Skechers style, and I think they were really cute. It was, a lot of them had just like a bunch of holes, and I kind of wanted like just a proper sneaker as a Mary Jane or ballet flat. I did have realized that I'm not a lover of ballet flats actually. I've accepted that I don't think it's my silhouette shoe, but I do love a Mary Jane, and I've been seeing way more Mary Jane sneakers and a couple of different silhouettes. I think my preference is the Vans Mary Jane sneaker, and I've seen so many people say that they're super comfortable. So this is actually one I am tempted to potentially buy, because I've been trying to find an everyday sneaker as well. I keep going back and forth about buying the gosh darn Adidas Sambas. I'm not, you know, I'm not against the Adidas Samba. I just feel like I want to try another type of flat sneaker, and I feel like this actually could be perfect, where it's like a little more stylish in the style of shoe that I personally like, but is hopefully still comfortable. So this one is just kind of on my radar. This is a personal trend for summertime, so nobody else has talked about it. Nobody else, it's not a trend. It's just something that I like, and I feel like this summer I'm definitely gonna get more into, and that are brown shoes. Revolutionary. I know. I have been kind of like a black shoe person until I did that like little color analysis thing with Open Wardrobe, and it, I think, said for me not to wear black. I'm obviously still gonna wear black, but it made me more open to trying brown shoes, even brown mascara. I have not worn black mascara since I did that video, because I prefer brown mascara so much more on myself, and I would have never tried it if it wasn't for doing that. And now I'm like, wait, I really want some like Doc Martens that are brown. I feel like sometimes with my outfits, they just seem so harsh with a black shoe. Whereas a brown shoe, even if it's a dark brown, it just kind of flows a little bit better. And so I see brown shoes in my future 100%. Also have these like warm brown boots that I'm very excited to wear. I won't be able to wear them for most of summertime, but I will say maybe in the next like 2 weeks I'll be able to rock them outside for summer fashion before it gets way too hot and like swampy in there. I've been seeing so many sets recently, whether it's on like, a lot of times I'll go on fast fashion brand websites for like inspiration, and especially with these types of videos, I've been seeing a lot of sets. Also, Damson Matter, I feel like, is a brand that is really becoming way more popular. It is based in the UK, so I feel like a lot of UK content creators obviously loved them and would wear their stuff, and I've been seeing them gift a lot of US based creators pieces, and I just feel like even more so they're gonna become so much more popular, and they love doing sets. Like, I feel like everything they sell is a set or can be a set. It's honestly kind of the best thing, where you have one outfit together, but then you can also style each one of them individually. I don't have any sets. I did have a gingham set that I had gotten at an estate sale, but I didn't really love the feeling of the material, so I did say goodbye to it. And I'm open though to finding any sets. Every time I go to the thrift store, I go into the suit slash like sets section in hopes I will find like the most amazing set ever. The hard part is the size. At least when you buy it new, you can buy them individually, so you can pick, you know, maybe you want the bottoms to be a different size than the top, whereas a lot of times at the thrift store they end up being the same size, which isn't a bad thing if it is the right size that you would need, but maybe you needed a different size in the top versus the bottom, so it's a little bit more difficult. But I will say, I think like a set in general, a top and a bottom, is on my thrift wish list. And especially like the 90s versions, it's always like a floral button up with a floral skirt. I always think is the cutest thing ever. I just have yet to find one that like fit me or that I was like obsessed with. I've been seeing so many people talk about vertical stripes, specifically like a thick vertical stripe, and I think it's fun. It very much reminds me of a clown, which I think for me, I'm not obsessed with the pattern. I would have to try it on. I feel like I haven't ever really worn like a thick vertical stripe pattern, but the thin stripes, I will say, I think with the like pajama bottoms that were kind of trendy in the past couple of years, but specifically this spring, I saw so many people rock them because there were so many like mainstream brands like Old Navy and Abercrombie that were selling them. And so everyone's been a little bit more into like a vertical stripe pajama pant, casual wear pants. And the thicker stripes though, I think it's definitely bold. And I have really loved the outfits that I've seen people wear in them. I have been looking for a stripe overall technically, but in a different way, like a vintage stripe pair of denim blue overalls. I think I may have mentioned drop waist skirts in a thrifting video maybe like a couple of months ago. I was specifically talking about like a denim drop waist skirt, and this want of one has become even greater, and especially I've seen so many different styles of drop waist skirts and I want one. I very much want one. I think it would be a really great skirt silhouette for summertime because it's quite flowy, and I love my denim skirt, but you know, it just like adds something a little bit different. And also sometimes my denim skirt, it's like too up and down. It does have a slit in it, which makes it easier to walk around, but I feel like I want like a combination of a more comfortable skirt, but like it's still being kind of denim. Another pattern that I am really loving for the summer is plaid. Usually I would include gingham, and I'm pretty sure also in my spring trends video, which everything that I talked about in the spring trends, I'm also continuing to love for summer. I feel like spring and summer are very like similar styles sometimes. Still loving gingham, but I would say I am preferring plaid actually. And obviously you have to be a little careful with plaid pieces because they're like made a little bit thicker, because so many of those pieces, you know, you wear during the fall and like winter time. But I have a couple of different skirts I would say are still pretty lightweight, but they're plaid, and I just feel like thrifting gingham is so difficult because I am so particular, because if it's too small of a gingham pattern, it then gives me a headache. And also when I try to wear it in videos, like because it's so small, again, it's like it almost messes with just like the video, and so I can't wear them in videos. And a lot of times I find that the material that the more like modern brands that are doing gingham isn't as nice quality, whereas plaid I feel like is a lot easier to find secondhand. And even the pants I'm wearing right now technically are from a modern brand. They're from Motel, but I got them at Savers, and I wouldn't say they're like the best quality pants ever, but they're very comfortable. I'm pretty sure they're 100% cotton, and they're really lightweight. Don't know how perfect they'll be during summertime when it gets very, very hot, but even my plaid shorts I definitely kind of prefer now over the like boxer short, like gingham short trend. I wouldn't say this is something I'm going to be actively like thrifting because I already own basically any type of like plaid style of piece. I'm just including it as something I definitely will be wearing, and I will be wearing all of my plaid pieces except for the ones that are like made with a very thick material this summer. And I just kind of love the idea of taking them and like trying to style them in more of a summery way versus a darker like fall autumn type of way. I did thrift a denim bucket hat last month, and I'm just so excited to wear that for this summer. It has been a lifesaver for when I have been outside for a long period of time, saving my very sensitive scalp. But something else I really want to get into are bandanas, and I feel like I've tried to make bandanas work in the past, but I just never knew how to tie them. And I wouldn't say I still know how to tie them. Yeah, I really don't know, but I want to figure it out, because I feel like this could also be a great way to wear my hair down, but at least have my scalp be protected. You can buy scalp sunscreen, but I just find that it makes my hair like feel like nasty, whereas I can just wear a hat or a bandana. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what is a summer trend you're really into, or just like summer piece that you're excited to wear. I'm gonna be wearing everything I wore last summer as well. I'm pretty sure I literally wore this exact vest like a year ago, and I'm going to continue to wear it. There are a couple obviously that are on this list that I do want to hopefully try to find thrifting this year, which if you do like thrifting and secondhand fashion, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit the little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83. I'll see you in my next video, and I hope you have a super sunny day. Bye!